Hi, my name is Amina and thank you very much for joining me. In this video, I want to share with you one of the fears that I have with everything that is happening right now. If you've watched the news or you've been on Facebook enough or you've been close enough to my page, you have seen that I am posting a lot about the Floyd case in America. I'm posting a lot about some of the discrimination issues that I have seen here in the UK or anywhere else. I don't understand the China situation very well, so I don't post much about that. What I'm commenting about today is the video that we all saw of somebody, a white police officer in the US, kneeling on the neck of a black man who was already subdued by four police officers. And he was lying down there and he was screaming for his breath, saying he can't breathe, he's in pain. And we all watched the video, those of us that did, until the man was unresponsive. And then at the hospital, he was pronounced dead. That shook us. It shook us so much that a lot of us who are black have decided that we can't keep quiet. We just need to come out and talk about it. Now, that was an extreme. Watching a man dying on camera with people around was just inhumane. But what is happening all the time and what fills us with fear is the discrimination. It's the subtleness of what happens that people turn into a joke when you try to talk about it, when actually it's real. I decided to talk about this because I have seen so many times people who have come to me because they faced discrimination at work, because they faced, there's a neighbor that doesn't like them, there's this, but people talk about it quietly and they don't actually bring it out there to bring it out into the open so that we can have an open dialogue. I know it's not everyone who is racist, and I know there are just a few bad eggs, just like in any other situation, whether we're talking about extremism, where we're talking about any other injustice that is there. But this issue of Floyd and the issue of Amy Cooper in America, the Cooper versus Cooper in Central Park, those issues have just brought forward the things that we are always seeing on a day-to-day basis. So I want to tell you quickly about a young man who I see every day. A young man who looks like he is a footballer and he wants to come and exercise. I fear for him when I see him. I'll tell you why I fear. So outside my window, my apartment, there is a field and it's a cricket club. It has been open all the time for people to go in and be able to exercise if they need to. Some people come in and walk their dogs. But since COVID-19 started, they locked the gate. However, it is a low enough fence that people jump over it and they still go in and they exercise. Nobody goes there to steal anything or to break anything. They just go into the field and run around or play a ball or do whatever. I see a lot of people people with their children, people with their partners, or just individuals going and exercise. And I don't think much of it. They enjoy it. They're doing what the government has told us to do, and they do it. But there's one particular boy that worries me every time I see him exercising. So he comes there about every other day, roughly, and he puts his cones in a nice little line, and he's got a ball with him, and for an hour to 2 hours, depending on the day, he is running around and he is exercising. The difference between him and why I fear for him and not for the others is because he's a black boy. So this is somebody that is serious about his craft, whether he's a footballer or whatever it is that he's doing. You can see that he is serious. But he just needs somewhere to go and exercise. And he used to come to this place before they locked it up. But now it's locked up. It's locked up. I fear for the day when he will be accused of trespassing. Yes, I fear for the day when he will be accused. If anything goes wrong in that place, he will be accused. Because that's the reality. Whether you believe it or not, whether you agree with it or not, it is the reality. And that is the kind of life that we experience as black people, that our boys experience, and it does scare the hell out of us. So, why am I talking about this? I talk about this because I want to help people to actually think beyond the riots, for people to think beyond the anger that they're seeing from black people and the fear that they're seeing from black people. And just think of what it would be for a minute to live a life like ours. A life where you see a young man doing his thing and you worry for him. A life where even just going for a jog would get you killed. A life where a small crime will get you killed. It's wrong. It is wrong. There is something wrong with the demarcations of race, black and white. There is something wrong with the fact that we can't talk about it because we are playing the race card. Until you've been in a position where you have to live looking over your shoulder all the time, you will not understand this. But just try to see it from the other side. And just try to see that people are not just seeking attention. And if you want to help the situation, no one is forcing anyone to help, to speak with us. But if you want to help the situation, start a conversation, a helpful conversation. Do not start condemning people because you have not walked in their shoes. Start trying to understand. Ask questions, but ask the correct questions. Maybe talk to your mayor, maybe talk to your MP, maybe talk to somebody in your school, in your workplace. Don't just stand by and watch, because these things are happening. Let's just work together, because Black lives matter too, and all lives matter. So if all lives matter, then for God's sake, Black lives should be allowed to live without fear, to exercise without fear, to get into the car and go and not be accused. This needs to stop. We need to find a way of stopping this. And that one of the best ways of stopping this is, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Let's all just talk about it and find a solution. Not just talking about it as in gossiping, but talking about it and making affirmative, positive action. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.